brain rot. What actually is it? According to Oxford, it is the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state. But more importantly, it refers to the cognitive decay caused by our ever-decreasing attention spans, the dopamine treadmill of social media, and that our brains are now more accustomed to doom scrolling than deep thinking. Well, sound kinda big brain, right? Let me break it down. Now take a little trip way back in time, like before Wi-Fi, before phones, before even electricity. Meet the OG human, the hunter-gatherer. This dude's brain? Basically the same as ours. But instead of using it to remember TikTok dances, to search a tutorial on YouTube, or randomly to question on Google, his brain had one job: pay attention to what actually matters and ignore everything else. So let's say he spots a lion. His brain instantly goes,
Run.
Or he spots a glowing red mushroom. No, not today, death. That's how his survival mind worked. Every time something important popped up, his brain released dopamine. This little tiny chemical basically told him, yo, pay attention to this. This is crucial. Now, welcome to 2025. Same brain, same dopamine system. But instead of the high-stakes moments, we're now drowning in reward triggers every second of the day. Notification, dopamine. New post, dopamine. Funny cat video, extra dopamine. Our poor little prehistoric brains are trying their best, but they were not built for this. It's like your brain, once a finely tuned machine for deep thinking, becomes a high-speed, multi-tab opening, Wi-Fi crashing disaster. Yup, that's when the brain is rotting. Basically, our brains have essentially become external hard drives, except they're running on dial-up internet because we actually retain zero information. We just store it somewhere in the void, hoping Google will save us. Think about it. When was the last time you memorized a phone number? Or read a book without checking your phone every 3 minutes? Exactly. Now here's the wild part. Our brains? Kinda amazing. They can literally rewire based on experience. This fancy science thing is called neuroplasticity. Back in the day, this rewiring process took generations. Like, if humans wanted to evolve better eyesight, it would take centuries of squinting at stuff. Then 2007 happened. Smartphone era. And within just 18 years, we've hacked our own brains into craving constant novelty like it's an unlimited snack bar. Deep focus. What? Long attention spans. Sorry, can you say it again? Your ability to sit through a 2-hour movie without checking our phone. And that, my friends, is what scientists call a cognitive evolutionary mismatch. And the worst part is that we didn't even choose this. It's not like we all woke up one day and decided, you know what sounds fun? Let's rot our brains. No, brain rot is being engineered. The internet is literally rewiring our brains. Or the algorithm is low-key gaslighting us. Ever noticed how the more you doom scroll, the worse your feed gets? Like 1 second you're watching a semi-educational video and the next? Yeah. That's not a coincidence. You're 3 hours deep into skibidi lore and unironically using the word Riz in real life. No cap. Ever wonder why they feed us with that? Quick, brainless entertainment equals maximum watch time equals maximum profit. And social media platforms thrive on engagement. Then what gets the most engagement? Content that requires zero thinking. It's a vicious cycle. More mindless consumption leads to less deep thinking, which leads to more mindless consumption. The faster you consume, the more they push. The more they push, the less you think. And before you know it, your attention span has dropped lower than your screen time is high. It's like the algorithm is low-key keeping us in a digital hamster wheel, force-feeding us skibidi memes and questionable slang until we forget how to read full sentences. And the consequences. First off, you ever noticed how you can't just sit still anymore? In other words, if you can't sit through a 3-minute video without checking your notifications. Yeah, it's not just you. Like, the moment there's no stimulation, your brain starts panicking. You're waiting in line for coffee, pull out your phone, sitting in class, mindlessly scrolling. You're supposed to be sleeping. Suddenly, you're deep diving into conspiracy theories of bird aren't real that you once heard via TikTok. And don't even get me started on deep thinking. You know, that thing where you actually sit with your thoughts and process complex ideas? Yeah, that's become weirdly uncomfortable. Studies show that constant short-form content makes deep thinking feel unnatural. Have you ever tried to read something longer than a tweet and felt like your brain was physically rejecting it? You start a book, and after 2 pages, your mind just taps out like, nah man, this is too slow. Where's the quick summary? Can we get a TikTok explainer on this? It's not your fault. The internet has literally trained us to seek instant gratification. And that is why patience is dying. Well, this speech has been over 5 minutes. If you're still here, congratulations. You're part of the 15% of people who didn't click away. That's huge. But seriously, brain rot is a real issue and it's up to us to fight back. So the next time you're tempted to doom scroll, ask yourself, do I really need to watch another capybara video, or is it time to go touch some grass? Remember what it's like to exist in the real world, where the Wi-Fi is spotty and the only algorithm is nature. All right, I think I've rambled on long enough, so I'm gonna go now. But hey, if you're looking for tips on how to cure this generational brain rot, stick around. I got you! Procrastination. It's the ultimate guilty pleasure that no one enjoys, but everyone indulges in. You know the routine. You sit down to start your assignment, and suddenly you're a world-class chef, a professional cleaner, or an expert on the migratory patterns of penguins. Thanks, YouTube. So, what? It's the fine art of not doing what you know you need to do. It's that sneaky little devil on your shoulder whispering, hey, why finish that report when you could watching Dog's video? You're not too busy. You're just choose to avoid it. Sure, finishing that report might secure your grade, but watching a dog trying to catch its tail on TikTok? Pfft. I mean, have you seen it? It is basically a mental ping-pong match between present you and future you. Present you just wants to chill, snack, and scroll through Instagram. Future you is the poor soul left to deal with the fallout. The brain plays a big role here. It's wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. That's why starting a tough task feels like trying to bench press an elephant, while scrolling Instagram feels like sipping on a mojito by the beach. Believe it or not, procrastination has been with us since caveman times. Back then, people focused on surviving immediate threats. Long-term planning wasn't exactly a priority when you were trying not to become dinner. Fast forward a few millennia, there's another reason we procrastinate, and it's more modern. We've lost our ability to focus. Think about it. Focus is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But here's the problem. Most of us have stopped reading. Nowadays, people were already watching television than reading books, and things have only gotten worse since then. Now, we have screens in our pockets, and we spend hours scrolling through endless feeds of bite-sized content. And our attention spans have shrunk to the size of a goldfish. The internet, social media, and smartphones have made it harder than ever to focus. Why read a long article when you can watch a 15-second clip? But here's the thing. Just because it feels good doesn't always mean it's good for you. And trust me, I've learned this the hard way. I remember during my first year of high school, I'd put off assignments, tests, you name it. But then, about halfway through the semester, I noticed my grades were slipping. Like, no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't catch up. And it wasn't just my GPA that started to suffer. I was constantly getting sick, always feeling like my body was running on empty. It wasn't even a cold or something simple. I was visiting the doctor more than I ever had before. Yeah, apparently, students who procrastinate a lot don't just see their grades drop. They actually get sick more often too. It turns out that the more you procrastinate, the more you end up feeling guilty about it. Guilt is like a dark cloud that follows you around. And anxiety? Oh, that comes with it too. I started feeling this sense of hopelessness. I was drained all the time, mentally and physically. The more I put things off, the lower my energy got. And that's when I really started to understand the link between chronic procrastination and depression. It wasn't just about putting things off anymore. It was like my entire mood, my self-confidence, everything just started to spiral downward. So, yeah. I wish I had figured this out earlier, but hey, here we are. So, why do we keep procrastinating even though it stresses us out? Because procrastination is sneaky. Don't worry. You can totally do this tomorrow. It promises you a quick escape from discomfort. But tomorrow comes. And guess what? Present you and future you are still stuck in the same dysfunctional relationship. We also love to lie to ourselves. I'll be more motivated later, we say. But motivation doesn't magically appear. It's a myth we tell ourselves while scrolling through memes at 2 a.m. So today, I'm here to give you a few steps to maybe finally stop procrastinating. Or at least feel better about it. Probably no promises. All right, first things first, admit you have a problem. Look, I know this sounds obvious, but how many times have you convinced yourself that you're just planning when you're really just watching dog videos for the last 45 minutes? Yeah, no, that's procrastination. So, once you've acknowledged that you're avoiding your work, let's get to
the deep, dark stuff.
You know that feeling when you sit down to work and it's like your brain goes, what if this is the worst thing you've ever written? What if you don't even understand the assignment? What if you fail this class and die alone in a small apartment with no dog? Yeah, that might just be my brain, but still, that feeling, terrifying. Your brain is a drama queen, okay? Like, calm down, brain. Calm down. It's just an essay. You don't need to make it a life or death situation. I know, you're thinking, oh sure EJ, just break my giant assignment into small chunks and I'll be cured of procrastination forever. But trust me, it works. If I have to write an essay, I'll break it into research, write the introduction, okay, maybe this one's easier, work on the conclusion, if I have time, which I probably won't. When I actually write it down like that, suddenly, it doesn't look so bad. The task becomes smaller and easier to digest. Okay, so now you've broken down your task into tiny pieces. Great, but there's still a huge issue. You're probably sitting in front of your laptop or desk, and the temptation to check your phone is so real. You're just one click away from a world of distractions. Listen, if I left my phone near me while working, I'd get absolutely nothing done. So, I have to hide it. Yep, I just toss it into my drawer, lock it up with a key, and pretend it doesn't exist. Do I feel withdrawals? Absolutely. Does it suck? Oh, yeah. But guess what? You can survive without the phone for 15 minutes at a time. You finish some of your work, but there's still more to do, and you're just feeling like the biggest failure ever. I've been procrastinating forever. I'm the worst at this. I'll never be good at it, and I'm going to end up working at a fast food restaurant forever. Stop! No, don't do that. I get it. I've been there. We all do it. Literally everyone. Even the cool, successful people are probably procrastinating too. They're just better at hiding it. Be nice to yourself. Take a deep breath. You're doing your best, and that's enough. This must be hard for everyone. It's like you'll write a paragraph and think, this is awful. I have to delete it and start over. But guess what? If you never allow yourself to finish something because it's not perfect, you're never going to get anything done. And trust me, that's a whole new level of procrastination. You did it. You actually finished something, or at least you did something. Now reward yourself. Small wins, people. Small wins. So, I'm going to go finish this video, but maybe tomorrow, or, later today. Just kidding. I'll do it. I swear. Okay, so here's the deal. Did you know ADHD isn't just about bouncing off the walls and forgetting your keys? ADHD is way more complicated and honestly, kinda misunderstood. If your brain feels like a playlist stuck on shuffle, well, stick around. We've got a lot to talk about. What ADHD really is? First off, ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. But let's be real, that name, it's kinda misleading. ADHD isn't just about being hyper or having no attention span. It's more like your brain trying to run 10 different tabs at once while forgetting where the music is coming from. There are actually 3 types of ADHD. The first one, inattentive type. This is the daydreamer type, where you're constantly zoning out and forgetting stuff. Am I forgetting something? Like, one time I left a pot of ramen boiling because I got distracted scrolling to talk. The pot, destroyed. The ramen, also destroyed. My mom, furious. The second one, the hyperactive impulsive type. The classic can't sit still stereotype. My cousin has this one, and last year, he decided to see how fast he could eat a hot pepper. He spent the rest of the night crying into a gallon of milk. The final one, combined type. A mix of both, because why not have the full chaos package? A lot of people think ADHD is just for kids who can't sit still, but surprise! It's not something you only have when you were a child and would grow out of. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition, which means you're born with it and it sticks with you for life. For example, one of my friends didn't know they had ADHD until they kept forgetting where they put their wallet. Everyone thought they were disorganized. Turns out they were just playing ADHD brain bingo every morning. Adults with ADHD often get better at hiding it. like when you're in a Zoom meeting and nodding like you totally know what's going on, but your brain is actually replaying the ending of Crash Landing on You. Yeah, that's ADHD in stealth mode. Here's where it gets interesting. ADHD doesn't look the same for everyone. For example, in girls or women, or honestly, in anyone who's socialized to be good, ADHD is often way less obvious. They're more likely to have inattentive ADHD. Instead of running around or blurting things out, they might be quietly struggling with things like losing focus mid-conversation, or forgetting deadlines. And because of this, ADHD in these groups is often overlooked or misdiagnosed. It's like being in an ensemble cast where everyone notices the loud, dramatic lead, but forgets about the person crushing it in the background. So, what's actually happening in your brain when you have ADHD? It's a dopamine thing. Woo! Dopamine is a chemical in your brain that helps with motivation, focus, and reward. And in people with ADHD, there's less dopamine, or your brain isn't using it as efficiently. This is why doing fun or exciting stuff, like playing video games, binging K-dramas, or scrolling TikTok, is way easier than, say, doing homework or cleaning your room. For instance, I once cleaned my entire desk because I was procrastinating on writing an essay. My brain was like, sure, cleaning is boring, but it's less boring than thinking about the French Revolution. Sorry, Marie Antoinette, my desk won that round. Now, let's bust some myths. Myth number 1, ADHD means you're lazy. Nope. ADHD doesn't mean you don't want to do something. It means your brain struggles to start doing it. Like when I tried to clean my room, but ended up sitting on the floor for 2 hours organizing pens I don't even use. Double nope. Some of the smartest people in history probably had ADHD. Einstein? Probably. Mozart? Maybe. Me? Okay, maybe not. But you get the idea. Myth number 3, everyone's a little ADHD. Nope again. While everyone gets distracted sometimes, ADHD is a medical condition that impacts daily life. For example, most people don't accidentally microwave their phone instead of their food. Yes, that happened. But no, we don't talk about it here. Here's the cool part, though. ADHD isn't all bad. Sure, it comes with challenges, but it also has its perks. For example, one time I hyper-focused for 6 hours designing. Did I forget to eat lunch? Yes. Did my design slay? Also yes. And hyper-focus? When it kicks in, it's like having a superpower. Sure, it might only be useful for memorizing every line in the K-drama, but hey, a win's a win. So, if any of this sounds familiar and you're wondering how to deal, here are a few tips. Timers are your best friend. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Your brain loves little time challenges. Make boring tasks fun. Turn chores into a game, or blast your favorite playlist while you work. Bonus points if it's K-pop, like. ADHD isn't your fault, and it's okay to struggle sometimes. It is messy, complicated, and honestly, kind of fascinating. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find my keys. Oh wait, they're in my hand. All right, fam, if this ADHD made you laugh cry because you felt that microwave the phone moment, do me a favor, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Seriously, your support helps keep this chaotic but fun train running, and who doesn't want more relatable content that doesn't make you feel like you're sitting through a lecture? Plus, you'll never miss out on future videos where we break down life's messy, fascinating, and sometimes downright weird topics. So, whether you're here for the memes, the feels, or just to finally understand why your brain does the things it does, remember, you're part of a galaxy of people figuring it out, one hyper-focus session at a time.